All right. Joining us right now is the best, the velvet hand of the law, the dense beard of justice. The thickety jungle of his beard is so thick with knowledge and pitfalls for his opponents, much like the video game Pitfall. You can fall in a pit, and you're not getting out until you settle with Sweet James Bergener.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for Justice with Sweet James.
800-881-2021. SweetJames.com. Sweet James, what's popping with you? How are you?
Petros, I am doing well. How are you?
Oh, we're just fabulous here in our Burbank studios, Sweet James, and I'm glad that we've started this conversation and we're starting to have it, and there's not once been a mention of anybody being incarcerated.
About what? You going to the trap? When's he going to the trap? When's he going to the trap, Bergener?
Tomorrow we have a hearing.
Oh, how convenient.
Whoa.
His
How convenient.
10-year-old ticket.
Let me just
We're
say,
gonna get that out of the way.
now we got to, because this has become such an affair, we have to do like a Dynasty thing. Previously on Justice with Sweet James, I got a speeding ticket, headed home, and the officer said something weird, and that started Sweet James. He said, "Thanks for cooperating," which I thought was weird. And that started a legal battle, an epic OJ trial-like legal battle.
You just brought in your lawyer. You came right over the top.
Indeed, I did.
And guess what's going to happen?
And do you know why I brought
You're going to the fence.
Yes. Do you know why I brought in a lawyer? And this will be a rare moment of honesty because I'm a terrible and horrible, dishonest liar of a person. But the reason I brought in a lawyer is because I was just scared to show my wife the ticket and have her pay it. And I just thought, you know what? It probably, obviously, this has backfired into a humiliating deal for me, but I just thought, you know what? Sweet James will handle it, and I'll go away. I didn't know that Sweet James was going to come with a wave of lawyers and paperwork and attack the CHP the way he has, like the 300 Spartans at the hot gates of Thermopylae. It's really, it's been ugly.
Yeah. Well, what could have been a check scribbled out by your wife
months
is
ago
going to turn into a trip to the Pinion by you.
The
Pinion.
The Pinion.
That's right.
So we have to do it like Dynasty. Previously on Justice with Sweet James, Matt has become obsessed with the idea of me going to
the pillory.
And he's found various internet sites, and now he's on to different languages and countries and nomenclatures.
I'm not taking you to the truncheon. I'm just saying there could be a coup in your future.
So we would usually just tell you about legal things and have James help people and give legal advice and stuff like that. And we used to do that. They would go on Twitter at Sweet James, but all it's become is Matt saying different jail names and James laughing and me feeling uncomfortable about my pending freedom.
Maybe it's not jail. Maybe it's just the lash. Maybe that's all that awaits.
It's like the Pogues album.
All right. Okay. So, Money, what's going to happen when tomorrow we do the hearing? I get his old cases dismissed. I get his record cleaned up. I mean, you're going to run out of stuff to say.
You're going to run out.
That's a hypothetical that I want to see come to fruition. Because right now it's just a hypothetical, James.
So what you're telling me, Sweet James, and I still am probably going to have to scratch out a check in that, like I've taken on this lawsuit as if it's a divorcee, like I'm Bethany Frankel's divorcee. But
it's a speeding ticket.
It's a speeding ticket, and it's become something much bigger now. After tomorrow's hearing, will this be over, Sweet James, or will it continue to haunt my life throughout the summer?
No, actually, we have one more hearing after that.
Yeah. How convenient for you to have to come on next week and say, we still got that one other hearing. And that way I can say, when he goes to the jailhouse and they slap him with the cane and he's in captivity for a couple months in the envelopment, you're going to have to provide me with a co-host, James, because I can't do this alone.
Well, Sweet James can do it.
There you go. Nefarious seeds have been planted. Now I figured it out.
Have you been trying to get me out of the way the whole time, Sweet James? Was this your 2 or 3 year advertising plan? Was to infiltrate the show and yardatapult me out of my chair so you can do the show with Matt?
And
you guys can regale each other about stories about different cars with G's and T's and numbers in the name and foreign.
Is that naturally aspirated?
Foreign liquors.
Is that what that is?
Foreign liquors and cars.
Oh, I didn't text you last night, P. Oh.
That's all right, Sweet James. I was drinking a Rogue brown nectar. For those of you,
fantastic.
I like the brown.
Ooh.
I like the brown beers. I do like the browns. Anyway.
Can't go wrong.
So FIFA, everybody going to jail that plays soccer now? Everybody going to the Hooskow?
There we go.
I hope so. I hope so.
What is happening? Because all I see on Twitter, like these fat-faced old guys from foreign countries are all going away. What is happening? What happened?
They're going down. You know, there's been allegations of corruption with the FIFA organization for decades.
No, not FIFA.
No.
Right?
Not
Can you believe?
FIFA.
I can't believe it either. But now the U.S. has decided to lay the law down, and they've indicted 14 or so of the head officials of FIFA. So they all got arrested in Switzerland.
James, how does it work that, this is I
thought Switzerland was safe harbor, man. I thought it was safe harbor.
Well, now what are they're trying to clean up their act or something over there. The other big investigation is through the U.S. based on the 2016 Cup. Now, what happens here in terms of extradition, where these guys are going to go to the clink? Who is moving who, and where are these trials going to take place? How does that work?
I'm glad I'm not the only one with problems.
They're going to be hanging out with some rich people.
The wonderful Switzerland neutrality has eroded tremendously over the past few years. The banking secrecy has been washed away almost completely now. And actually, the United States has an extradition treaty with Switzerland since the late 90s. So right now, these people have been arrested. The U.S. has 40 days to go ahead and file their paperwork to get them over here to the United States to stand trial for corruption. And we're going to see that happen. They're going to be brought here and tried.
James, just moving on from FIFA to the Ray McDonald situation in Chicago. I don't know if you've seen. He was accused of domestic violence when he was with the San Francisco 49ers. That case, I believe, is still open and pending. Bears synonyms say they're comfortable with what they found in their investigation. He gets arrested again for domestic violence and child endangerment. And that's got a lot of people around the NFL or maybe on the periphery of the NFL talking about zero-tolerance policies. How can they not have this zero-tolerance policy when it comes to domestic violence? As a man of the law, kind of explain zero tolerance versus no tolerance and how dangerous a position it is to hold when it comes to zero tolerance.
It can be a dangerous position, but here there is a laser-like focus on the NFL and the players and their off-the-field antics. So you've got a guy here. He's got several allegations of wrongdoing, let's say. Okay. So a zero-tolerance policy is if there's an allegation of wrongdoing, they're not going to wait for any criminal proceedings. They're not going to wait for any sort of investigation. You're done. You are done. The Bears cut him, didn't they? I think they let him go today.
They did.
Yeah. So a zero-tolerance policy. And, of course, with the Ray Rice, with the Adrian Peterson, with all of this coming down, the NFL is just circling the wagons and just saying we don't even want to deal with this anymore, and just cutting.
And I guess the other issue, and I don't know how much experience you have with this, but with zero tolerance is they point to situations going unreported or underreported because it is zero tolerance. It's kind of like the whole 3 strikes, when it is a zero tolerance, next thing you know, people are a little more hesitant to make those phone calls.
Yeah, actually, we talked about that in the office quite a bit because there can be that sort of underreporting when you have a zero tolerance policy. It's part of the danger. But right now, that pendulum has swung completely the other way. Before the NFL would be like, innocent until proven guilty. Everyone deserves a second chance. And now we're not even going to listen to it. So the pendulum may have swung too far.
All right. There's nobody like Sweet James Bergener, and we love him. I'm sorry I didn't really involve myself in the McDonald conversation just then because I was trying to figure out how a speeding ticket for me became me being in an international prison with the FIFA guys.
Going to the stronghold.
Yeah, the prison from freaking the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Sep, how you doing? I'm Petros. Nice to meet you.
P, we're cleaning up the background here. So when we go in front, you're fine.
Going to jail. Oh, that's very convincing. Yeah, very convincing, James.
Let me know if Lance Ito wants to see me tomorrow. I can stop by. Thank you, Sweet James. We love you. 800-881-2021. Sweet James Bergener at Sweet James on Twitter and sweetjames.com on the internet. Thank you, Sweet James.
Thank you.